How's it on YouTube? I'm out on the hunt again, this time at Gateshead Stadium Toy Fair. Let's get into it. Okay, so here we go. I've been to this fair a number of occasions now, and it's always got something for us to look at. There's plenty of stuff, whether you like your action figures, your Star Wars, Transformers, He-Man. There's a lot of die-cast cars and trains and things here as well, and there's quite often some comic books. So I was excited to get back and see what kind of stuff they had on show. Like I said, lots of interesting Star Wars stuff, lots of random loose figures, but also some carded figures and vintage stuff. Interested in these guys? Anyone seen these before? I don't know if these are remakes or if this vintage stuff, but there was plenty for you to get your boots into. I'm going to have a little look-see at some of the things that jumped out at us most of all. Nice to see some comic books here, some interesting covers I hadn't seen before, decent prices as well. I really like these old school UK books. I had my eye on that Spider-Man book, but it was quite damaged when I had a decent look at it. But a few boxes of comics. Boxes! Let us just say, ladies and gents, I'm getting freaking old. I cannot be chilled with this crap. Look at this. Boxes and boxes of figures and toys just kind of stuffed under tables for you to rat around. Now, back in the day, I would have loved that, I guess. These days, I'm very, very old. My back's sore, can't be chewed. What are you guys like? Can you be bothered with the chase and the hunt of these kind of things anymore? I don't know. Anyway, back to the video. Lots of interesting figures, lots of nice stalls that had things really well set out for you. Some interesting cards that I hadn't seen for a long time. I had that Santa Claus card. It came with Wizard World. There was a great guy selling a binder of kind of signed cards. Now, you know, I have no friggin' luck with signed items, so I was a little bit nervous of these, but they certainly looked good. And if you're into signatures from your kind of sci-fi characters, that was there. These were nice. Not seen these before. Care Bears. Again, don't know if this is vintage or older or newer stuff. Nice vintage action figures. My eyes were obviously drawn to this kind of stall most of all. We had some lovely original Ghostbuster figures, some He-Mans, some Marvel Legends, all kinds of stuff that I liked. Not a lot of pop figures on this occasion, which was fantastic. Look at those primes. 3 lovely vintage primes, a Brave Star figure or 2 there. Some lovely figures. I liked them. The primes were nicely priced as well. This store was great. Some stunning Ghostbuster figures, and you'll spot there a Turtles Terradome in the background. These figures, guys, help us out. Not seen these Thundercats before. These aren't Super 7, so I'm not sure who make them. Let us know in the comments, please. They're new to me, those ones. Some nice vintage figures there. You can see some Thundercats in the back there, some Skeleton Warriors, Power Rangers in box. I don't really collect in box, but it was nice seeing these figures on card. Was tempted by the Skeletor, and look at that Bucky O'Hare. Used to love that cartoon. I haven't seen that in a long time. A great selection of vintage He-Man figures, and a Snarf there, a couple of Thundercats and a Care Bear. My pal Luke from Hydra Collectibles mentioned this a little while ago, so it was nice to see it out in the wild. And look at this beautiful display of figures. Really nice, well set out display for you to have a look at. Some early McFarlane figures there from the Spawn range, some very nice ones there, and some nice He-Man books there. And look at that, the Critters, one of the ones I bought from Temu recently. Okay, so what did I actually get from the toy fair? Well, interestingly, not a lot of toys. I picked up one item, I'm going to show you that in a second, but my current obsession that I'm really kind of picking up a lot of and collecting a lot of is old UK annuals. So these are the things that used to come out normally Christmas time every year from your favourite cartoon series, and that had a collection of games in and cartoon strips and written stories and things like that. They were kind of a staple for kids back in the 80s in particular and the 90s, where for Christmas you get an annual. So I've become a little bit obsessed with them. So I've saw a load of these at the fair. I've not paid a lot for these, maybe £2, £5, things like that, but these are nice. So we've got, look at that, the real Ghostbusters. This is a beautiful annual. The artwork on the cover is stunning. It's got some really nice imagery in it. You can see I'm smiling already because these just evoke memories for me. And this one is from the early 90s, 1990. this one. And it's got, like I say, all of these books have got games in for you to play and comic strips, quizzes, all kinds of stuff. They are really, really good fun. And like I say, pretty much every kid in the UK should get one of these for Christmas, I think. So that's the real Ghostbusters, like that one. This is beautiful. This is from 79. This is the Incredible Hulk annual with good old Hulk and Namor on the cover there. Really nice jump out artwork. This is missing half a page, I think. I think the other half of this image is being torn out, which is a bit of a shame. But I love the imagery in this. The colours in it are very, very vibrant for a book of this age. I think it's really beautiful. And it's all in full colour, which is interesting because quite often some of these albums were not. So that's a nice one. That's the Incredible Hulk. Oh, this is a beaut. This is from 89. This is Masters of the Universe annual. Again, great cover. Some great imagery inside of good old Hordak and He-Man there. Now, interestingly, this one's got, again, a mix of stories and things. But interestingly, if you go through it, it feels very much like this to me is basically a catalogue or a commercial for the figures that came out around this period. So you got fact files on characters that hadn't had much attention before, but the figures were out around this period. So Snout Spout, you've got a fact file on there. There's a fact file on Rio Blaster. So yeah, it was basically to try and get you interested, I guess, in the figures. Again, some really nice stories and some quizzes and games and things for you to play. Love that one. So that's Master of the Universe 89. This is a nice one. This is Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. Hero Turtles, ladies and gents, for any of my American viewers, was the name of the cartoon over here because Ninja was far too racy and exciting for us poor English folk. We needed something a bit nicer. So we've got some lovely imagery of the turtles there. They're really nice, kind of pin-up pages, aren't we? Some great cartoon strips and things as well. And again, some written stories and games for you to take part in. Just love it. Just love it. Nice album, that one. This is a real nice one. This is an older book. I can't find the age on this one at all. Oh, 78. This is Marvel Presents The Superheroes. Look at that startling yellow cover with Thor, Spidey and the Silver Surfer on the cover there. Really beautiful. You'll notice the corner is torn out here. That's because that's where these books used to have the price. So that one's torn out as well. You'll see it in some of the other albums. They've got the price point in there. So if people were buying this for a gift, they quite often used to tear the price out so people didn't know how much they'd spent on them at Christmas. Yeah. But yeah, this is an interesting one because a lot of the stories in print are in this kind of blue wash. Not black and white, not colour, blue. Not quite sure why it's blue. Anybody know? You get random pages of colour just kind of slapped in and inked as well, which is strange. I don't know if the blue ink was cheaper to produce than black and white or something. I never know. But there you go. And again, quizzes in the back. That's a nice one. I like that one a lot. Yeah, lovely. Then we've got this one. This is a personal favourite. This is the Spider-Woman annual. Yeah, so there you go. Sorry, there's the price corner point that I was just talking about. People would tear that out, so you didn't know how much you'd spent on Christmas. This is from 1983. This one has got a special place in my heart because I remember getting this when I was a kid, being a little bit obsessed with Jessica Drew's Spider-Woman costume. But I really, really like this one in particular because it freaked me out as a kid, and it stayed with us. One of those comic stories that stays with you for a long time. It's about basically a guy dressed as a clown that strangles women. It's cheerful stuff for a Christmas album and for a Spider-Woman story. But I remember it totally freaking me out as a kid. And I've never really been able to place where the story came from or where that memory came from. So when I spotted this in the toy fair, I immediately remembered it was this particular book. And I had to get it. I just had to get it. So yeah, this is the bit that I always remember, again as a kid, the guy getting into the car and having a tin of peanuts and this kind of snake thing that he tried to strangle her with came out. Weird, isn't it? Not exactly what you'd expect in a Spider-Woman story, I don't think. But yeah, great book to have. So, what toy did I get? Well, I've wanted one of these figures in my collection for a long, long time. And I've hummed and hawed because I don't like buying off eBay anymore. I like to get them in the toy fair. And I wanted one represented. And one of the stores had this big box of toys, and in it was some plastic bags with 7 or 8 of these figures, and I think they wanted £5 per figure. So I rummaged through and I saw one that I thought I had as a kid, but I'm also pretty damn sure it's pricey. I think I've done well. Again, in the comments, guys, have a little look. Someone do us a bit of an eBay search, please. I paid £5 for this. I think it's worth more than that. And it's this one. It is a mussel. You guys remember the mussels? So this is a mussel. This is the salmon skin one. I think it's called the claw or the hand or something. It's got, you might not see that on the camera very well, it's got a little face on one of the fingers. I had loads of these as a kid. These were kind of the thing we all had on the playground, yard. There's tons of them to collect. They've been going for years. I think there's current versions, there's most of the universe versions, but this is from series 1. This is an original. It's in really, really nice condition. Like I say, paid £5 for it. I've got a feeling that that's worth a lot more than a £5. But it's lovely. It's nice, and it's just going to go in my vintage collection with my Mad Balls and all my original toys and things like that. So yeah, really pleased to finally have an original salmon mussel in my collection. Okay, that's your whack. That's everything I've picked up. Really enjoyed visiting this toy fair. Is there anything that I showed you on the video that you think, oh, if I'd been there, I would have loved to have picked that up? Let us know in the comments below. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.